All right, we're back with Pax Romana, roughly from about 27 BCE to 180 CE. And so, Pax Romana meaning Roman peace. All right, it started with Octavian Augustus and ended with Marcus Aurelius. During this time period, they are going to grow. You can see um, from the Euphrates River all the way to Britain. If you look up north into Scotland, you can see Hadrian's Wall. This is roughly about the size of the continental United States. During this time period, the Romans are going to maintain their road system extensively. This is going to bring a lot of safety to the area. It's going to promote trade. They're also going to pretty much get rid of piracy on the Mediterranean Sea, again to make it safe to trade. The Egyptians are going to give grain to the Romans. It's probably safer to say that the Romans are going to get grain from the Egyptians. They're going to get spices and cotton from India and silk from China. So we just see a big growth in Rome during this time period. Uh, the rise of Christianity. Christianity is going to actually, you know what? Let me go back and mention during Pax Romana. Um, nope, I'm sorry. I was right. Christianity. Um, Sorry, I was getting ready to skip ahead. The rise of Christianity. Uh, Christianity is going to start off, after the death of Jesus Christ around 33 CE. We're not exactly sure how accurate that year is based on his birth. Probably wasn't really the year zero. But somewhere around that time period, Christianity is going to be met with the Roman Empire is going to meet Christianity with, I guess, disdain, for lack of a better term. It's Christianity is outlawed. There's going to be a lot of persecution from the Roman Empire against Christianity, and this is, but yet it still is going to grow, mainly thanks to the efforts of the Apostle Paul. And so the Apostle Paul was a uh, Jewish Pharisee who persecuted the Christian church early on, was against Christianity. However, he became converted, and upon his conversion, he used his Roman citizenship and the extent of the Roman roads to travel throughout the Roman Empire and to spread Christianity. And so you can just see some images there if you want to pause that and take a look at that map about the extent of Christianity coming out of present day Israel, spreading throughout the Roman Empire. All right, the empire in crisis. So, where does the Roman Empire begin to go wrong? What begins to happen? Shortly after the Pax Romana, after Marcus Aurelius's rule, around 180 CE, we start to see the empire go into crisis. So definitely by the 3rd century, the empire is in a crisis. There's going to be constant changing of rulers. They're going to run into financial problems. People are going to begin leaving the cities. The people become very pleasure seeking. There's not going to be a lot going on as far as advancements trying to better themselves. So they just run into a lot of problems. Um, but we do need to mention, though, that probably the main cause, you can see all the attacks that they're getting from the borderlands with the Saxons and the Franks and the Vandals and the Visigoths, just to name a few. This is going to lead the Romans to attempt to save their empire by splitting it into two. So the thought was it's just the land has gotten too big to control, so we need to split it in half. So the Diocletian split Emperor Diocletian in about 294 CE decides to split it, have a capital in the west called Rome and a capital in the east, which is going to become Constantinople. So the idea is that the emperor in the east would be kind of the co-emperor to the emperor in the west, and that's this Diocletian split. This is going to lead us to a man by the name of Constantine, who is going to become the emperor in the east. Those are the years they ruled, 312 to 337 CE. The most important thing that Constantine is going to do, other than establish the capital in the east as Constantinople, which is present-day Istanbul, he named it after himself, is he's going to change the laws on Christianity. It's not, he doesn't make Christianity the official religion of the empire. However, he does make it illegal to persecute people for practicing. So he makes Christianity illegal. Right? It's now illegal to practice Christianity. It's believed that Constantine himself was a Christian. He held many councils where they would discuss theology and the best practices for the empire. And so the idea is that by splitting the empire, by tolerating Christianity, that it's going to allow the empire to extend longer. So there you have Constantinople, the Second Rome. Just some more images on the Barbarian Invasions. Attila the Hun. One of the things to mention is as the barbarians are taking over Rome, eventually this barbarian invasion, this is eventually what's going to bring the end to the Roman Empire. There isn't a set date where you can really say that it ended, because it was such a massive entity that it kind of just collapses. But it's definitely these attacks from without. They have their problems from within that we mentioned, financial problems, becoming pleasure seeking, not seeking advancements and things like that. But ultimately, it's going to be the attacks from without that are going to cripple it. But when the Roman Empire collapses, the Christians are blamed for it. Men like Attila the Hun are going to attack Rome, and what the Romans are going to say is this is the Christians' fault that this is happening, because they have not been paying respect to the pantheon of Roman gods, these polytheistic gods, and so this is the gods judging us. And so that's why Attila the Hun gets the name the Scourge of God, because it's almost as if God is judging them, and Attila is carrying it out. Well, we'll talk more about the Byzantine Empire when we get to another chapter. But I do want to mention the legacy of Rome. What's the importance of Rome? What did they leave us with? Well, the Republic government, literally meaning a thing of the people, and so you can see our modern government today is modeled after the governments that they had in Greece and Rome. Hellenistic ideas, the Romans are the preservers of Greek knowledge. Roman law, the 12 tables, giving us innocent until proven guilty. The Latin language, we know that a lot of our English words come from Latin roots. The Romans, when they begin to tolerate Christianity, that's going to allow Christianity to spread. The Romans were very good at city planning. You can see that in the layout of the roads that they had, the buildings and the structures that they made. Romanesque style architecture, Roman engineering with the aqueducts to move water throughout the empire, sewage systems, just for cleanliness in the empire, the building of dams for the storing of water. The Romans come up with cement that is going to allow them to complete a lot of these building projects. The arch that you can see, the dome in the Parthenon, the roads. So yeah, we'll talk more about this in class.